Hello and welcome to the channel. It is officially Q2 of 2025. The spring has sprung, the sun is clearly shining, the warm weather is very close, and the days are getting longer. It is time to shake off whatever sad may be lingering, and if we're not already, it's time that we start feeling our best. We are going to put some high maintenance hacks to the test that keep us feeling low maintenance otherwise, because everything that we're trying today is an at-home version. I've been working on this video for a few months now, so I am so excited to finally bring it to you, and without further ado, let's get into it. So first up on the list, we have IPL devices, or intense pulled light devices. If you're not new to my channel, you'd know that I am a laser hair removal vet, and I figured it was finally time to put the IPL devices to the test, just to compare what the process is like as well as the result. The key difference between laser and IPL is the type of light used. So laser hair removal uses a coherent light source that kind of targets a specific area, whereas IPL is a broadband pulsed light source, so it covers a broader real estate. So I've partnered with RoseSkinCo to try out their device today. This is the Lumi IPL hair removal handset. It has so many reviews and I'm really excited because the results look super promising. In here you have the user manual, and then of course you have the gorgeous device. It comes in a couple colors. You've got white gold and rose gold. I picked the white because I feel like it's just so classic. I just feel like a device like this is perfect because you can take care of your hair growth in the comfort of your home and also just become, you know, a DIY queen. It is a really sleek and lightweight device. You have the plug input over here, the indicator light that essentially just lets you know the device is connected and ready for use once it's plugged in. The power button over here, you've got the pulse button. Once it's plugged in, the intensity levels will be shown in this little light strip over here. And then here you have the flash window. This is essentially what's sitting against your skin to zap those unwanted hairs, and that's pretty much it. Let's give her a go, shall we? The area that we're gonna be targeting today is my underarm area. I don't know why, it's just been such a stubborn area to treat. Even after getting touch-ups, after my entire laser process. This is what 1 week of regrowth looks like. I have been shaving pretty consistently. So anywhere I've had regrowth, my hair is obviously substantially less coarse, but it is still growing pretty consistently. First order of business is to shave the hair that is in the area so that we have a clean slate to put the IPL device against. And I'm gonna go in with this Glow Glove by RoseSkinCo as well. It's an exfoliating body glove. You just need to dampen this and then you can exfoliate for a couple minutes and shave right off. Alrighty, so I plugged the cord in. It's actually a very long cord, which is really good if you're not sitting close to an outlet. This pulse button will give you 3 options for how you can use the Lumi. So you have the stamp option, which is really good for those smaller areas like underarms, which we're gonna be doing today, or anywhere on your face, or just like the smaller real estate on your body. And then you've got the glide option, which is great for those larger areas like your arms and your legs. And then you have the auto mode, which essentially just pulses as there is contact made with your skin and the flash is sitting against your skin. There will be an automated light that comes out. So again, this is something that's good for those larger areas as well. You really shouldn't be repetitively going over the same areas within one session, whether it's with an IPL device like the Lumi or a laser device either. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get to zapping. Plugged her in, indicator lights on, power button on, and I'm gonna just start off with the intensity at 1. The default pulse that it's gonna be on is the stamp. Ooh, no pain, but I definitely feel the heat. You can use 70% alcohol and a clean cloth just to wipe down the flash window as well as the device as a whole if you'd like, to keep it in its best condition, and that's pretty much it. Obviously, this was session number 1. It's recommended that you use the Lumi once a week for up to 12 weeks to see full results, but you start seeing a change within the 3 to 4 week period, obviously depending on your hair growth and the areas you're trying to target. That was honestly like completely pain-free, and I will amp up the intensity as I get further into the process. This is the Aloe Coco body lotion. It is paraben-free, sulfate-free, and cruelty-free. Oh my god, it looks so cute. It smells so soft and soothing. This is gonna be perfect for those larger areas that you wanna lather up after your treatment. I'm not gonna put any moisturizer in my underarm area because that'll just make me super sweaty. But I think we are all wrapped up with our session for today. I am so excited to see what the progress looks like in a little bit, and I can't wait to tell you how my journey goes. Let's kick up the intensity today. Just a quick shave. She is plugged in and flashing. I'm just gonna increase the intensity to 3 today. 1, 2, 3. That was spicy. And now we clean, and that's it for week 3. In honor of week 4, I'm gonna increase the intensity to 4 because last week on week 3, we tried intensity 3 and I still did have a good amount of hair growth. So I wanna zap all of those follicles and try to get even better results for week 5 next week. So there is some improvement since we started, but there's definitely still quite a bit of hair. We have got Miss Lumi plugged in and a clean canvas, and I'm just gonna increase the intensity to number 5, and we'll get to pulsing. All right, friends, we have a new background for this week's check-in, but we are on week 6, and I definitely still have quite a bit of hair growth. I have seen slight improvements, like I said, but I definitely want to amp up the intensity today. So we're going all the way up to level 6, which is the highest intensity on the Lumi, and now we pulse. Ooh, ooh, that's spicy. Hello friends, we have made it to week 8, so let's do a quick check-in. This is what the hair growth is looking like. We definitely have some sparseness now. I feel like the hair regrowth has just slowed down a little more, which is really good to see. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did last time, highest intensity, and just zap, zap, zap away. Hey y'all, we have made it to week 9 and I thought I'd do a quick regrowth check-in. Much sparser than before, but you can see the hair is very much still growing. Definitely smells like burnt hair in here, so taking that as a good sign. Alright my friends, we have made it to the end of the Lumi test, and these are my takeaways. It really comes down to what your personal hair growth looks like, how stubborn your hair is, how frequently you're using the Lumi, what settings you're using it on, what area of your body you're trying it on. So there are a lot of factors that are at play here, but personally, I definitely did find improvements using the Lumi. My hair started to grow back slower each week, and I found that it started to get more sparse in the areas that it was growing as well. It makes it a lot easier to upkeep while you're on the go or just have a busy lifestyle, and I think it's a great tool to have in your personal care arsenal, especially if you're trying to take care of anything high maintenance at home to be low maintenance overall. Okay friends, I just woke up and next on the list is cryotherapy. If you don't know what cryotherapy is, it's essentially cold therapy, generally done on the face. It helps to tighten pores, reduce puffiness, and boost circulation. I do have a little bit of eczema over here that's slightly irritated, and just overall, I feel like a nice cooling cryo session will be so great to start the day. I do have a few tools in my skincare arsenal that fall into this category. One of them is this Skin Inc cryo roller, and I just let this chill in the fridge for whenever I want to reach for it. That way it's nice and cold. I just apply a serum on my face. It makes this glide a lot smoother. And it really just helps to refresh the skin, create a nice base, especially if you're applying any sort of makeup, and just helps wake up for the day. The other tool that I have is what we will be using today, which is the Cryo Recovery Face Mask by Charlotte Tilbury. It's been stored away for a hot minute, so I thought we would bring it back out and put it to the test today. You're recommended to put it in the freezer for 30 minutes before use, and if you have really sensitive skin, the fridge is just fine so that it's not super cold, but I will be throwing this in the freezer today just to see what the real effect is here. And while we wait for that mask to chill, why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get into our next at-home maintenance hack, lash extensions. There was a period of time for a few years where I was getting my lashes done all the time. Not only was it expensive, but it was also time consuming. You had to dedicate like 3-ish hours each time, depending on the set, of course. Yes, the look was gorgeous, but was it worth the time and the money every couple weeks? Debatable. Nonetheless, it was an era, and we are in a different era now, one that is a lot more natural, but still likes to play with some drama every so often. Today we're going to be playing with Emboss Beauty's luxury cluster lashes. I have tried at-home cluster lash extensions once before, and honestly that was my first time, so I feel like I didn't do justice to the application process, and they definitely look nice and lasted through more than I expected. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that today goes a little bit better. The lashes in this pack are 8, 10, and 12 millimeters long, a little bit shorter than what I used to go for. I would kind of start at the 10 millimeter mark and sometimes go all the way up to 16 depending on the look I was going for, but these are really pretty. There is also a pair of tweezers here as well as the bonding and sealing agent, so let's just get into it. Basically what you have to do is apply your clusters either over or under your lash line with the lash bond / glue. Essentially want to plan out the lengths that you're going to be using first and kind of where you're going to be placing them, because the lash bond does set pretty quickly, and then obviously once you've applied everything in, you just want to seal it. I'm definitely going to go in with the short ones to start, then I'll add in maybe a couple mediums, and then the long just on the outer corner for a nice cat eye. There's no particular like timeline that these lashes are expected to last for, but they are said to be reusable, obviously depending on how well you take care of them. And I've heard that in the past about these at-home lash extensions. A lot of the time I really think it just comes down to obviously the application, but also what your lifestyle is like. Like, are you wearing a lot of eye makeup? Do you work out a lot? Are you in sweaty, oily situations where the lash glue or bond could weaken? Lots of things to consider. But I have picked up the first cluster here. I'm pinching my natural lashes and the cluster together. My natural lashes are quite long and dark, and they do have a good amount of curl to them too. So today's lash extension experiment is going to be for a little bit more just volume and drama. Does that look like much? Kind of. Maybe. BRB. If you have longer or thicker lashes, I personally find this to be a little bit more challenging just because your natural lashes might start to get in the way. You can apply these over or under your lash line. I personally feel like if you're going for that lash extension look, applying them under is a better option, but you also want to be mindful of the fact that the glue can kind of move around and get in your eyes while it's starting to set. So if you are wearing contacts, beware. You can see that my lash line has a little bit more fullness now compared to the right eye over here. We'll report back in a sec. These actually look quite nice. They definitely have like a nice natural look to them because they're not overly long or super thick. They blend into my natural lashes very nicely, and I just feel like they add the perfect amount of drama, especially with no makeup on. Now I'm gonna go in with the sealing agent just to keep everything in place, and that'll be it. You again want to keep this closer to the roots because obviously you're trying to seal those clusters in. You're not using this as a mascara. Though that was a little bit of a learning curve, that definitely did not take me as long as it would take to get a professional set of lash extensions done. So now the test of time is to see how these wear. I have a few heated workouts on the way, obviously hot showers and hair wash days. I don't necessarily plan to keep these on for like their full lifespan, which for a few brands can be like 10 to 14 days. But honestly speaking, given the fraction of the cost and the time, I definitely feel like these are a great win. And they definitely do make me feel a little bit more put together. Lash extensions surely are a game changer, and if you can do them at home, why not? In perfect timing, we are ready to revert back to the previous task, which is putting the cryotherapy mask to the test. For these metal beads, essentially where your eyebrows would be, and then there are all of these little micro beads as well that are now extra cool, and they're almost like gel-like. They probably feel so good on the skin. You're supposed to leave this on for 10 minutes, given that this is something that's non-invasive and just something that you're applying over top of your skin. The results may not be like groundbreaking, but of course, as you integrate this more and more into your morning routine or just your overall at-home maintenance practice, cryotherapy is really beneficial. Though I look crazy, it's not overly uncomfortable. I do feel like this mouth bit is a little small, and then my nose feels kind of squished, but it is just 10 minutes, so here we are. Man, even in this mask, the lashes look great. The perfect bit of everyday drama. One thing that I did want to mention about the lashes as well is a lot of the time once you open your eyes after getting professional lash extensions done, at least I personally find that because of the fumes from the glue or the sealing agent, whatever it might be, my eyes are pretty red and irritated, not for long, just for a few minutes, but here, no real issue. Okay, aside from the fact that I do have some marks from the mask on my face, what do we think? Do I look more snatched? Do I look less puffy? I will do a side-by-side so it's a little easier to see here, but I don't know. It felt relaxing-ish. The mask was a little tight on my face, but this is obviously not the only cryotherapy mask out there, so you can use what works for you, even just putting a gua sha in the fridge or freezer for a bit before you use it in the morning, or dunking your face in a bowl of ice. There are so many different ways of doing it. I just wanted to try out some tools, but yes, that is cryotherapy and lash extensions at home. Hello and good morning. I thought we would do a quick check-in to see how these lashes are holding up. It's been a couple days since I applied them. I've gone to a couple workout classes, taken a couple hot showers, done all of the things. I haven't been wearing any makeup, so there hasn't been any interference around my eyes otherwise, but I have used cleansers and kind of brushed through the lashes. Nothing has fallen out yet. Nothing is poking my lash line, and I am definitely super impressed. My husband and my mom both pointed out that my lashes are looking really good, and whatever I did, I should keep doing it. So that is a really good sign. I will give you one more lash update before we close out the video, but in the meantime, I thought it's time that we try our final at-home high maintenance hack, which is hair glossing. So if you don't know what hair glossing is or what a hair gloss does, it's a temporary fix that coats the hair and seeps into the cuticle in a way that can improve both the health of your hair and its shade. An at-home hair gloss is typically a semi-permanent hair treatment that adds shine and benefits the overall health and softness of your hair. I have a few different hair glosses in my arsenal right now, but none that I've tried yet. However, I did just get in this whole kit from L'Oreal, and it's got a shampoo and a conditioner and the hair gloss, as well as a leave-in serum. This is a sulfate-free line that's good for dull, porous hair. I'm gonna use the whole line today and see what kind of impact it has on my hair. My hair does have some really nice sheen to it. It isn't overly damaged. I did just get a haircut as well, so I chopped off a bunch of length. It's pretty much virgin hair that I've got on my head right now. So we're gonna give this line a shot start to finish and see how my hair looks. Roots of my hair have a hair mask in, but this is what my hair looks like right now. After the shampoo and conditioner, you're meant to apply a generous amount on damp hair, so essentially you'll have like a shine glaze from lengths to tips. Leave it on for 5 minutes and then rinse through. So I will do all of that and report back. I am showered, hair is washed and glossed. All of the products that I used in the shower smell so good. They're also all this baby pink color, which was just such a cute touch. You only have to go in with 2 drops of this and then rub it between your palms and kind of finger comb through the lengths. And then probably just give myself a blowout. I feel like it's the quickest style that we can go for, especially considering I have to be out of the house in like 10 minutes. You can see the sparkles in there. How cute. Definitely feels like the fibers in the product filled the pores in my hair and just are making it feel a little bit thicker, which is nice. Okay, serum applied, and now let's get to styling and see what the final result is. And we're done. This is definitely looking glossy. I don't know how much glossier compared to how my hair looked before, but I will insert that before clip just so you can compare. I think this is really great if you do have more damaged hair or hair that's a little bit drier, duller, and definitely more on like the frizzier coarse side. And if it's something you're curious about trying at a salon, I think it's a great option to try at home first. It is a really nice and easy routine, whether you're using this particular brand or using something else. I think it's nice and easy. It's semi-permanent, so in the case that it just doesn't suit your hair, you don't like it, you don't have to get stuck with it forever. But I am now running very late, so I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for keeping me company. And that's a wrap for our at-home high maintenance hacks to stay low maintenance outside. For a little pulse check, my hair is still glossy. It definitely needs a wash though. It's been a few days, but my lashes are still hanging on strong. The cryotherapy has been doing its thing, and so has Miss Lumi. I'm super impressed with the hacks that we tried out in this video, so let me know which one was your favorite, or leave a comment down below with one that you already integrate into your routine. I would love to give it a try. Thanks again for watching. I will be back very soon this time. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you keep up with my videos, and until next time, take care.